Hello everyone, this is Sarah, Painty Creator here. Hope you're having a lovely time. I'm on a sheep sort of day. So earlier today I painted this little one on some Hong fine hot press paper for my Patreon site. And if you'd like to see that video, join my Patreon site. The link's in the comment. Really good fun, but I'm going to just do a little more whimsical sheep. So grab your pencil, and it's basically the shape of a peanut, so with a bit of a bottom, bit of a larger bottom. Okay, so peanut is what you're thinking. And then they've got quite large ears of sheep. So there's one, and then quite large ears, sort of bulby sort of eyes. A nose, let's do a nose. Okay, and then literally a woolly, fluffy cloud bit. So this at the moment is just on a 9cm by 12cm board. I'll put the legs on later. Taped to my board. It's just a piece of my usual Cotman watercolour paper. Is this nice paper for everyday practice. I'm not sponsored by them. I wish I was. If anybody's listening, Creative Peak, I wish I was. So I'm just going to get my large mop brush, plenty of water on it, pick up some Cerulean blue because it's one of my favourite colours. Plenty of water in the mix. Load my brush up, scrape out a little bit on the side, and then I'm just going to go straight in this beautiful little one, working around the edge. I might put a little bit of a cloud. Or not. No, I always think they look really false when I do fluffy clouds like that. Let's work round. Big bubble. Let's just love these mop brushes. You can work so well with them. I'm just going to drop in a little bit of raw sienna into the mix. You could use some yellow ochre just to put a little bit of distant background on. Let me just rub that line out before I forget. A bit more strength in that mix. And then I'm just going to pick up some Sap Green, do the brighter foreground. I can put his legs over the top. A little bit of blue in the mix. Just there we go. So really quite simple background. Because you're mixing the colours, you get this beautiful granulation with some of the colours, because they sort of stand out from the mix. A nice background. So we're after a nice grey colour mix. So I'm going to use this Cerulean blue. That's gone a bit green. Let me wash that out of my palette. I need to wash my brush. Get a little bit of Cerulean blue. And a touch of red light to make a nice warm grey. You could use some burnt sienna in there as well. It makes another nice warm grey. And this side of the sheep is where the shadow side is. So this is the lighter shadow that I'm putting on, maybe a little bit up here as well. And then I'm just going to add a little bit more red light into that mix, and a touch of my favourite Paynes Grey. And I'm just going to darken some of that shadow. It will dry lighter, don't panic. So as you can see, I've got a little bead forming, so I've made a thirsty brush, wash my brush, take most of the water out, and then I can just suck it up with a thirsty brush, and that helps stop those cauliflowers blooming, because we don't always want blooming cauliflowers. So I'm now swapping onto my smaller mop brush. I always wash my brush first. And then take some of the water out. Pick up some Paynes Grey. I'm going to work around that eye for now. A little bit more water in the mix. Then back to a little bit thicker. Load up that wash. And I'm just going to add a tiny touch of Cerulean blue into that Paynes Grey. And I'm just going to go on to just working around that eye. Whilst that's on my brush, I'm going to put the sort of distant legs in at the back. Got really sort of long, spindly legs of sheep. And then thicker, darker, more Paynes Grey. And the front ones, and they're coming out of the... I'm just thinking, does it need to be in front? And put it here. I'm just going to darken a little bit of this as well. Wash my brush, take some of the water off my brush, and then just smush it into the wash a little bit while it's still wet. Like most things, you can do whatever you want whilst it's wet. Once it's drying, it's a little bit more difficult to deal with. So I'm going to let that dry for a little while, and then I'm going to finish it off with a hairdryer. So here we are, we've dried it all completely. I'm loving this two-tone on the face, that's worked really well. Quite like this little bit of light around, looking good. So I'm going to pick up my little number 1 round brush and some black, some lamp black. I like lamp black, it's a nice colour, but any black that you've got on your palette, and just touch it on a paper towel and to make sure that you've got the right consistency, because you're wanting it to be fairly thick, but the control has to be there, so you don't want the big blobs on it. So let's paint these eyes. So I'm going to leave a little bit of a highlight. There's one. I need another little highlight on this one. Maybe I need to pop a little bit of a darker line along there. I'm going to use the same black for the nose. Just going to leave a little line of a highlight. Okay, I'm not sure that one works. Let me put that, yeah, that's better. So with most things, you're trying to sort of tell a story without spoiling the overall effect with it. So I'm mixing up some ultramarine blue and some sap green, fairly thick. I've just got my little brush, and I'm just going to, you could swap on to a rigger brush for this. Roll your brush around, you can tap it on paper towel if you think, oh, I might have a bit too much paint on. Lots of different directions, heights. Some people use their fan brushes or a flat brush for this. Okay. I'm just thinking maybe I'll go under that line a little bit more, a bit of a shadow. Looked a bit harsh. Hooves. And there we have our little sheep. So I'm going to dry that off. There we go, we're dried. I always quite like taking the tape off, it always makes me feel good. Take the tape away from you. Let me just grab my pen to give this a signature. And you could go and outline with a pen to put some extra ink marks on, or you could just leave it like that. So I hope you've enjoyed that little quick sketch and that you give it a go. It's really good fun. So until next time, see you soon. Bye bye.